So I am here with the lion, the bear, the fox. I think the first thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go down the line, get you to introduce yourself, and tell us whether you are the lion, the bear, or the fox, and also what instrument, what you do in the band, sort of thing. So let's start with Ryan on the end here.
I'm the fox, and I play... Oh, my name is Ryan McMahon, and I'm the fox, and I play guitar, ukulele, and sing loud.
Very nice.
My name is Christopher Arruda, and I am the lion, and I play guitar, piano, and I sing.
Very nice.
I'm Cory, Woodward, and I am the bear. Am I supposed to look at the camera?
It's up to you. Go on, look at the camera and do it.
I'm Cory Woodward, I'm the bear, and I play guitar and I sing.
I like it. Great. So my first question for you guys, obviously we're stood here in Kelowna. My music column is on KelownaNow.com, so that's where this video is going to appear. What I want to ask you right off the bat, you've all been solo musicians before. You've probably got some great Kelowna stories to share. So does anyone have one they'd like to throw out there? Fondest memory maybe, or who wants to go first?
We have to now.
Come on. I'm going to let Ryan tell the story.
Go on then, Ryan.
It's his story to tell.
This is dirty, though.
It's okay.
It's not dirty.
No, it's not dirty. It's just that, okay, our first tour ever together, we weren't even a band yet, but we played here at the beautiful Minstrel Cafe and Bar, and we knocked it out, each of us solo. It was fun. It was a good show. Busy, and we went back to this beautiful house, this friends of yours, of your parents, that we were staying at, and I had left Vancouver Island to get on the tour, and some of the people in my house had the flu, but I thought I was on tour quick enough that I skipped it. I escaped the flu. But in the morning, I crapped my pants, Vince. I woke up and I crapped in my pants. And so tonight we're actually going back to that house. And
They don't know.
they don't know. We're going to tell them.
Well, now they're going to know, but repeat performance perhaps tonight.
Sorry, Paul and Linda. No repeat.
He was really sick for the entire day.
Yeah.
It didn't.
2 days.
It was good 2 days. The windiest road to I forget where we're going. Nelson, just not good for him.
Well, I hope the same fate doesn't befall you this time. Next question for you guys. Now, you formed last year, 2012, and you know, I kind of know the story, the general story of how you guys got together. You were all touring, all doing your solo stuff, and you sort of just said, "Hey, let's get a band together here. Let's do this." Now, what was kind of the moment where it all clicked and you thought, "We're doing this"? Like, what was the inspiration?
We were on that tour. The tail end of the tour, we were offered a show at the Park Theatre in Winnipeg. And the show, they only gave us, I think, 25 minutes, so we couldn't go up and do our solo stuff individually. And we'd been singing on each other's songs for quite some time at that point. So we just decided that since we only had that much time, we'd go on stage and play the material that we knew. And the response was just so overwhelmingly positive that I think we couldn't ignore it, you know. There was just a genuine sense of respect and camaraderie that had developed, and the show went so well and everyone seemed to love it, and we just decided we should pursue this. Yeah.
Well, it's gone fantastically well. I mean, you guys are in the peak top 20 this year, which is a fantastic achievement. I mean, you're such a young band. Even though you're all experienced musicians, together you're a young band. With the peak, outside of yourselves, and this may be a bit of a tricky question, but who would you pick in the top 20 to win outside of the Lion, the Bear, the Fox? Who's your favourite band?
There's a lot of, honestly, I think in terms of the top 20, there's so many bands, like really any band could win, I think. Good for Grapes is a good band, man. Yeah, they are young, and just, I saw their showcase last week at Fortune, and I sent a text to Ryan or Cory, and I just said I would pay $65 to see this band at the Orpheum right now. You know, they're that good. But there's so many great acts. I mean, I don't even want to like start naming because I don't want to leave anyone out, but I mean, like, you know, Will Horse is fantastic. Lydia Hall is so good. I don't know. I mean,
Rika.
Yeah, Rika's good. The thing is, every band is so good that it's just, you know, the peak really comes down to who does the work, you know. A lot of it's business oriented, and a lot of it's, you know, a lot of reports, and who does the business side of things better. So really, whoever does that's going to come on top.
Has any of the peak performance projects so far kind of surprised you? You've been sort of taken aback and you've gone, oh, we'll have to adjust to this or change the way we do this, or...
wouldn't say that. Boot camp was the boot camp that I sent you on was certainly a very eye-opening experience. Wasn't so much of readjusting. Well, I guess there was a little bit. There was a good catalyst when it came to our live show. Had a performance coach up there, and yeah, we did our performance, and then we did a workshop with him afterwards, and just some of the simple suggestions that he would make to just give that extra little spice to your live show was the main thing. That was just like, you know, and we did it, we tried it, we applied it, and it was like, this feels great. It's, you know, all of a sudden we're more than three guys with guitars doing this all the time. It's like, you know, we have beautiful songs, and now let's make sure that people hear them and give them something more than what they're going to get on the CD is the main thing.
For sure. For sure. Now, Chris, you mentioned the business aspect of the Peak Performance Project there, and one part of that is sort of the charity work that you guys have to do or want to do. And I know that you guys are involved with music therapy, which I think is a fantastic thing. Now, I know the inspiration, the sad and tragic inspiration behind you being involved with it, but what I'm wondering, with the story there, if you guys could sort of explain how it was that you became to be so affected by that particular story itself, and why you chose music therapy to work with in the end.
Yeah. I mean, I can speak personally to how much music has affected my life in terms of what Cory always says, you know, dealing with any sort of turmoil or any emotion, expressing that and how important that is. And just the stories I've heard from people that have been given life-altering diagnosis and they're able to record a song or express themselves in some way. To be able to improve somebody's life in that way when they're in a position like that is, it's invaluable, you know. In terms of the specific story, I'll let, you know, I think Ryan probably field that one because was closest to it.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I guess we're looking at almost 7 years ago now, a song landed on my desk called The Will to Survive, and it was basically this young girl singing a song about the trials and tribulations of dealing with cancer. And it was just the strongest, most honest piece of music written by somebody that had no real formal training or anything like that. But she was already leaving a legacy by writing and recording this song with her music therapist. And so she inspired these things called bandwagons, which are mobile recording studios, to be produced. And there's two in Vancouver. One is at BC Children's Hospital. And there's another one, it's located there all the time, but there's another one that kind of floats around care facilities in the Lower Mainland. We want to bring one to Vancouver Island because we don't have one over there, and that's where I'm from, right? So we want to get the one there, at least for a visit. Ultimately, we would like one built, so we're going to try and raise $10,000, and it's going to go way beyond just being in the Peak. I mean, there's a deadline with the Peak thing, but I mean, kind of feels like a charity that we've kind of been involved in before we were even a band, so we're just going to keep carrying it through.
For sure, and that's why I said want to. I threw that in there as well. You know, not something you have to do, but what I'm wondering with that then, moving on sort of to the therapy side of it, I know that music's had a big effect on me. You know, it's therapized me before, it's helped me through tough situations. Do any of you guys have a particular song that has helped you through a really difficult time in your life that you'd be willing to share, or, you know, just throw it out there and say this song was a big help for me?
I got one. I mean, and it's not from a likely source. Like I'm a singer-songwriter. Cory and Chris are singer-songwriters, and I listen to a lot of folk and rock kind of oriented stuff, right? But there's a song that when things are kind of crappy or I'm feeling blue, there's a song by James Brown called "That's Life." It's just always the same one. I keep coming back to it, and whenever, and it's particularly if you're drinking with me at my home, I'll put it up like, oh, you got to listen to this. It's on vinyl and
Live at the Apollo.
Live at the Apollo. It's got to be the live version because he says some very sweet and honest things to his audience about who he is and how they made him, and very genuine intro, and the song itself is just killer.
Well, let's talk about your record now. It just came out. It's your debut EP. First of all, for anyone out there who's not heard it yet, who's going to go and buy it on Bandcamp, what's the first song you recommend they listen to that you just like, you have to listen to this first? It's the best representation of our sound.
I've been making records for a while, and I'm still an album cat. You know, so you start with the first and you finish with the last. Yeah. You know, and a good album is something that just takes you on a journey. You know, and we put the songs in a a specific order for a very for that important reason. You know, to be able to listen to that. You know, they're all just representative of where we've been in life and as songwriters and you know, shaping a sound for us. It's everyone's they're intensely different, but they belong together at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, just like us. Hey, what's up? Yeah.
If I rephrase that then, maybe this makes it a little trickier.
Okay.
Could you pick a favorite one that you just like, yeah, this is my favorite?
One I love listening to the most, one that, well, just when you create it, you know, you got your little favorites, and I gotta say Room 32 would be my favorite. Room 32 and We'd Be Good Men. I love how those two came together. There's, you know, we had to get those two singles. We decided to get those two singles to get our entrance into the peak, and just the way they came about and the adventure that they took you on and the places that we recorded them in. It's just like so many locations for two songs. Yeah, they're my gems. It's what I love the most.
Cool. Do you guys want to add to that, or you agree? Or
My favorite right now is Freedom. It's the first track. And the reason I like it so much is because we produced and mixed the record ourselves, and there's nothing conventional about how we did it. And Freedom is a song that Ryan brought to the band, and it started off a lot different than it ended up. And you know, the process of shaping it the way that it became was not always an easy one. Sometimes it was painful, a little bit difficult. It went through a lot of different incarnations, and now that it is done, it's just this. To me, it just sums up the sound of the record. It's different, it's strange, but it just, man, it has a lot of life to it, you know, and a lot of honesty, and that's what I like about it most.
Cool. Brian, you want to add to that, or are you happy with it?
Oh, I'm really happy with that.
Okay, well, the last question I'm going to ask you guys, I've got the fox, I've got the lion, and I've got the bear. Halloween's coming up. I'm wondering, are you guys going to dress as yourselves, or are you going to be something crazy? Any crazy costume ideas in mind? Who wants to go first?
I think one Halloween I went to Jesus. One Halloween I went to a costume competition. This is in poor taste, I'm realizing now. I'm just going to say it. I went to a Halloween costume contest at the Cambie in Nanaimo, British Columbia, which is a hostel and drinking watering hole. And my costume that year was, are you familiar with Billy Mays, the OxyClean gentleman?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well,
I think I know where this might
well,
be.
Billy Mays unfortunately passed away due to rampant drug use, and so I was the zombified Billy Mays. So I had the beard, which is already intact, and I dyed it black, and I had the khakis and the blue the blue shirt, but it was like white, and then I had a couple of defibrillators attached to my chest.
Fortace was a good.
Well, I'm sorry, it was a good costume though. It was, and it was a tribute. It was a tribute to Billy, because I've always loved Billy, and it's a tribute. I really have. It's great. Oxy just pops in OxyClean, you know. Okay, somebody save this now.
Yeah, can any of you guys top that? Can you blow that out of the water, or is that no?
It's not this year, because I'm an old stick in the mud now. But when I was I guess in grade 4, I was really crazy about the Ghostbusters cartoon in the movie, and my mom dressed me like she made it, and like, God bless her for doing so, but she made like, and I'm blonde hair, and I was kind of a dweeb, and I'm still kind of a dweeb, and she made me Egon Spengler.
Awesome.
And it's not like, you know, I wasn't making fun of any dead guys, but I mean,
Tribute.
Yeah, tribute.
I said tribute. Can't save it.
You got one you want to throw to the mix, or are you good? The bear's got to have one.
I'm good. Well, let's see. This Halloween, I'm going to dress up as. Let's see, who died this year? A penis?
There you go. That's a good thing to end on, I think. Thanks, guys.
Whisper on the radio, coming in low from a bad transistor. You whisper on the radio, coming in low from a bad transistor. You whisper on the radio, coming in low from a bad transistor.